I figured out how to make good jasmine tea and I'm really excited. Here's how to make it. Okay, so you're going to need some loose leaf jasmine tea and a tea infuser if you want, a tablespoon measurement, 2 vessels or measuring cups, your sweetener, and milk. Okay, so we'll be making a tea concentrate, which means you need a lot of tea for a little bit of water, which is going to make a really strong flavor. So put 2 tablespoons of your loose leaf jasmine tea into your tea infuser, or if you don't have one of those, which is fine, just put it straight into your vessel. My tea infuser was really full, so I had a hard time closing it, but you'll be fine. So now that you have your tea infuser all prepped, start boiling some water and have your measuring cup ready. And then once you have the water boiling, just pour it into the cup, and you're going to pour 200 milliliters in there. So that's less than a cup. It's 4/5 of a cup. So just pour that into your measuring cup and then steep your tea for 8 minutes. Yes, that's a long time. Steep it for 8 minutes. It'll make a really good, strong flavor. Make sure to also steep or stir your tea while it's infusing. Okay, so now your tea is steeped for 8 minutes. Just make sure to stir that around before you take the tea infuser out. And then I like to really try and make the most of the tea leaves, so I actually squeeze the water out of the tea leaves that are in the infuser. You can see it squishing out of the tea infuser. And then I actually set the tea leaves aside because I like to use them again and steep them again with just a smaller amount of water. So maybe 100 or 150 milliliters of water, because you want to make the most of your tea leaves. You may have noticed I actually have 200 milliliters of ice measured out in a different measuring cup. And then you're just going to pour your tea that's still warm over that ice, and it'll just cool down a lot. And dilute that tea concentrate. So then just stir that around. And now it's time for your milk. So measure out 60 milliliters or 4 tablespoons of milk and just pour that straight into your tea ice mixture. And then stir that to make sure it's fully mixed together. And then the last step is just to get your sweetener. So I used some honey. I tried making it with brown sugar once, and it really just didn't taste as good as it did with the honey, so I would suggest honey. You can do it with sugar or brown sugar, though. And what I did learn is that you actually do need a lot of sweetener to not only cut the bitterness, but to really bring out the tea flavor. So yeah, put in more than you think you need, and it'll taste good. And then just stir that until the honey or sugar is completely dissolved. It may take a minute because the water is cold. And you're done. Now you can have milk tea at home whenever you want without having to go to a boba place to buy it.